And welcome back, adventurers, to Let's Play Myst Masterpiece Edition. When last we left off, we had just found something rather incriminating about Sirrus. Suddenly Sirrus seems less than noble, and yet we still need to find the truth behind what's happened here. What's happened in Myst, the Four Ages, what's happened to Catherine, what's happened to Atris, and what happens next. Now, the final thing I believe we need to do at this point is find a way to the Myst book. Now, there's the elevator we went up. That's still up there, of course. There should be one more elevator. Well, there's an elevator in the distance. We can't use this pipe. So, and that way leads to a dead end, which I believe was the way we went. The way where we linked. And there appears to be a broken thing here, a pipe going down there that leads to nowhere. So let's go here. There's some sort of... There's a mechanism here that we need to get water to that mechanism. So we go back down here. And we get the water to flow this way. Now the water flows this way. We want it to flow this way now, and try and flow to that mechanism, so we don't want it going down there. It's now flowing to the mechanism, so if we try the switch, and magic, there's a bridge down here. Now, go over here, and there's the third elevator, that again we can't use without water supply. And here's the other side of that pipe, and there's appears to be handle here. So if we turn that, we now have a connection. So now we can power this elevator. Excellent. We're finally making progress. We're getting to the bottom of this, adventurers. So now we go over here, and we turn it that way. We have to go back here, turn this way, and go down here, and so now that we've moved all those three switches, we should, unless I've done something wrong, yes I have. No, that's going towards the mechanism. I'm not sure that this is going the right way. It's going over there. I don't want it going over there. I'll probably mess this up royally. So that's flowing that way. We want it to flow over here. And we want it to flow this way. You can hear water. That's a good sign. So now we need to head over to the elevator and check that mechanism to see if it's working. The bridge up, we don't need to worry about that mechanism, so let's go over here and hopefully... Aha! The mechanism is powered, which means this elevator should be working. So up we go. Up the third and final elevator, and lying in plain view is the Myst book. Now, let us return to the Myst library and speak again with Sirrus and see how his story holds up, because that message in Achenar's room, I don't trust you anymore. I shouldn't have really trusted you to begin with, but let's see what you have to say now.
You finally returned. I owe you a debt of gratitude, for you have nearly released me. My name is Sirrus. I trust that from your explorations you've become convinced that my wicked brother Achenar is guilty, and I am innocent. It is I who am wrongly imprisoned here. Imprisoned by my father. I don't know who you are, or how you came to this island, but I assume you must at least know something of the books. It was father who was a master of the books. He wrote hundreds, all describing and linking to the fantastic places and ages which he had discovered. The room in which you now stand was our father's library. It was here in this room, on this island named Myst, that he housed most of these books. But such a waste. By now, you have surely discovered that Achenar has burnt and mutilated most of these books. Why? Our father was always watchful of our exploration. We grew up under his strict supervision. But when we came of age, he gave us unbridled access to the Myst books. He began to leave our adventures more and more unchecked. Unsupervised as we were, my brother began to become disturbed. He began to take more from the Myst ages than he had given. Soon he gained a twisted pleasure from the conquest and destruction of the other ages. It was horrific. His thirst for destruction. But alas, even I discovered his insanity too late. He had completely destroyed all of the Myst ages but 4. I wasted no time. In warning my father, I thought he would recognize Achenar's guilt. But in a fit of rage, he imprisoned both my brother and myself within the pages of these books, designed to hold us until he could judge which of us was guilty. To discover the truth, our father embarked on one final journey. However, he has never returned. I can only assume that he perished along the way, leaving me, an innocent victim, entrapped forever. But now, you are here to release me. Listen carefully. You must find one more page and I will be forever free. There is a book on the shelves in this library which is mostly burned but has a few pages still intact. It is the last book on the middle shelf. Find it. This book is filled with a variety of patterns. Find pattern 158 and recreate it on the door of the fireplace. This will bring you to the last red page. Bring that page to me, and I will finally be released, and able to reward you, of course. Ignore the blue page. That page finishes my brother's book. It chills me to even think what would happen if you were to release him. There is another warning. Where the red and blue pages reside, also resides a green book. If you touch the green book, you also will be imprisoned forever. Our father gave us this same warning long ago. I suggest you follow his advice. Go now. Soon we will meet face to face.
Well, that was fairly ominous, to say, that was an understatement, of course. Well, now we've heard pretty much I believe the totality of Sirrus's side of the story. And though I cannot discount what he has said about Achenar, I no longer trust him. I don't know what would happen if I were to free him at any rate, but regardless, we must return once again to Channelwood. Here we are again in the elevator. with the blue page in hand, and up we go back to the Myst book. Bathed in illumination. So let us return for the very last time to Myst. Back again in the Myst library. Well, we've retrieved the 4th blue page. Now let's hear what Achenar has to say. We've heard Sirrus, now let's hear Achenar.
Hello, I'm Achenar. I'm glad to see that you've returned to help me escape from my wrongful imprisonment. It was Sirrus who did this to me. Sirrus, my wicked brother. Do not listen to him. I warn you. He's a liar. Do not be persuaded by his evil lies. Do not release him. He killed my father. He will kill you. It began when my brother Sirrus began to lust for riches. He stole from the ages of Myst. He hoarded riches for himself. My father slept away his watchfulness. My sick brother secretly pronounced himself king. King of the ages of Myst, he said. He began to look upon me in disgust. His lowly brother hated him. And then Sirrus began to destroy the ages of Myst. He burned their forest. He tore down their structures. He flooded their lands. He murdered their inhabitants. Completely destroyed all but 4 of the ages. Of course, I had to warn Father. When I finally found him, there was Sirrus also, talking cleverly. The lying tongue of a serpent. He had convinced Father that it was I who destroyed the ages. He convinced Father that it was I who was greedy for wealth and plunder. And as Sirrus dealt the final blow, he tricked Father into believing that I was the murderer. But Sirrus did not deal as fast a blow as he planned. And his father died a slow death. He at last doubted my brother's clever lies, and so in dying, Father imprisoned us both. Unsure from which of us the blow had come. I swear to you what I say is true. Release me. You must release me. My brother is a deceitful liar and deserves punishment. I only wish vengeance for my dear father. His murder. Believe me. You must only recover 1 additional page to release me from this prison. It's the easiest to find. Go to the bookshelf. It's in this library. On the far right side of the middle shelf, there's a burned book, which is different from the other burned books. This book is filled with patterns. Find pattern 158. Mimic its design on the panel in the fireplace. Doing this will bring you the last blue page. Remember, don't take the red page. Only the blue page. Return quickly to me. And do not touch the green book. It's a clever trap to imprison those who have not been warned. Do not be tempted, for you will rot and die, imprisoned as I am. I tell you, if you follow my instructions, it will be well worth your while. I promise you that. Go. Go.
Well, we've heard everything that Achenar has to say. Red book, blue book. As much as I can actually understand Achenar's reasoning, I don't trust him either. His story about Achenar murder somehow seems flawed and contradictory of sorts. Because if he was dead, then how would they have been first place. But anyway, we have one last task to perform, one final act of judgment. So when we return, we shall end this. Until next we meet.